Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I'll be making a commentary on one of my chess games against a random opponent at thechess.org. So I was playing as black, and what makes this game fun was that I actually managed to win through checkmate. So keep in mind that I'm still a semi-beginner, so my movements or my choices weren't always as most accurate, or there were a lot of blunders here and there. But seeing how the game played out, the mistakes, the surprises, and all of those things, it made the final checkmate much more, appeasing. It made me content. So let's get started. Okay, so here we are for the first move. He moved to d4, which was unusual at the time because I was practicing Sicilian defense, which is e4 first or the other defenses. So I opted for an atypical movement here that can still control the center, which is the knight. Then the opponent moved the knight white, so I also wanted to control this side more on the center, so I put out the knight of my side as well. Then I noticed that the opponent was slightly mirroring me. So yeah, I put this pawn to g3 so that I could take out my bishop and have control diagonally. But it ended up that the bishop took my bishop. So I didn't notice that. But then it didn't really needed to attack anything in my turf. Specifically, if it moved here, it could eat my knight, which I was thinking before or at the time. But then my pawn could eat it up. So I let it be and just move forward in the center to have more control on the board. So yeah, I took another side and moved forward that so I could free my bishop at that side and possibly threaten the queen here. So the opponent moved here, and as I've said, I thought it would eat my knight. So there, I just moved it here since I was trying to bait it. Then here, I move it here, so now I could, threaten the queen and eat it depending on what the opponent would move like. And the opponent ate my rook, so I ate the queen. So the rook on my bishop. So I ate this pawn because it was for free. None of its pieces, of the opponent's pieces, could eat me back. So there. And then the rook moved here. The best option was to move back here, but at that time I didn't do that, and I wanted to remain on the side of the opponent's board so that I could put pressure on it, just like what it's doing on my side of the turf. So I put it there without noticing that the knight of the enemy could eat mine. So that was an oversight. So I moved the pawn to d5 so that I would have more coverage on the center and have more control of the board. And then the knight of the opponent's move here. I moved it here so that my d5 pawn could have support in the center. The rook moved here. I moved my pawn here so that I could possibly eat the horse or at least threaten it and have more control on the center of the board. And the knight moved here, which I don't know why, possibly to threaten the center of my board as well. So I just ate it. It was probably an oversight on their part. So there was a check in this part. So I could have moved my queen or possibly a pawn, but I opted to move the knight since if it ate it, it would be a good bait. So I could also eat the rook as well. But then the opponent moved the knight. So I opted into a different strategy there. Because if the knight ate it, I could have eaten it, but then the rook would have eaten it. But I could have eaten it as well here, but I opted for eating this. I'm not sure. I probably was pressured at that time. So it was also a little mistake. But then the opponent also made a mistake by moving the rook here. I think based on the position, it wanted to put pressure on here, whilst I was focused more so on the center and a little bit in the right side. So I moved it forward here so that I could have more control, at the same time possibly eat this, so I would have like a position so have another queen. Then it moved here, so the opponent moved here, so it could eat my knight. I don't really have any defense or any other pieces to eat the knight back, so I just move forward here. But then it ate my pawn, so what I did, I could have eaten this, but I didn't see it, so I was focused more so in here, so I moved forward so that the rook will have more movement. It ate another pawn on this side, so I just moved forward the queen because I foresaw that this space right here is free. I couldn't have moved any other pieces, so it was a delicate situation at that time. So I foresaw in advance that the rook can probably move here, which would check my king. So if I moved it forward, the queen can be eaten by my rook, so I lose my queen as well, which is really not a good, losing a queen is not good. So I moved the queen forward in advance, and then here I think the opponent wanted to eat my knight, so I just let it be and ate this knight. Then it moved here, possibly to check my king, like I've previously mentioned. So I moved it here so that I could possibly eat this. Then when it was checked, I moved it forward. So then my knight, I did not see. The bishop ate it. Then so I took this to free this place. Then the bishop also ate it. But since the bishop moves diagonally, I just ate that pawn, so I could possibly eat it if it did not move the bishop. But it went back, so I just moved this to possibly attain any piece here. And the opponent moved here, possibly to eat my knight, so I moved it here because there wasn't any other places I could have put it better. Then I think I could have like made a good positioning here, as I already had my rook and my horse and my queen, but I didn't see it properly, so I moved this. I ate it instead. So as I've started to notice that the opponent wanted to make a new queen by moving forward here, so I focused more on here, this part, there. So I've started to notice it. So I checked the king using my pawn by eating it, and since the horse was already here, the king couldn't eat it. It moved to the right, so I've started to notice there that the king was getting cornered. So I inspected my whole board at that time. I saw that my rook was there, so the king could only move here, and then it couldn't move here, just on these two pieces. And then if I moved it here, my horse, it could check it again, so it would only be able to move here. So I went ahead. Then I saw that there was this diagonal part that's free, so I went to check, but the queen wasn't aligned, so I took like 2 steps to do it there. Then the opponent moved its bishop here, so it blocked my space, so I just ate it. And the opponent moved here, but it was useless since I already have the perfect checkmate there. I believe I've missed a lot of opportunities to checkmate the king, but I was glad that at the end there was a lot of blunders, but at the end I still managed to checkmate the opponent. So I believe that I managed to win this game because even though I made a lot of choices, a lot of mistakes, blunders, my opponents also missed many of those chances that he or she had. The difference was that I stayed consistent in pressuring the middle of the board and pushing forward so that I could eventually take advantage of those mistakes, which allowed me to deliver the checkmates. In addition, I do think I was able to get much more insight on my moves, whilst my opponent was much more focused on developing another queen because early in the game they lost their queen due to oversight.